안녕하세요, 여러분. 혹시 생각해 보신 적 있나요? 어떤 관계는 우리의 삶을 더 행복하게, 더 건강하게, 심지어 더 오래 살게 만든다는 사실을요. 과학자들은 이제 분명히 말합니다. 좋은 인간관계는 운동이나 식습관보다도 더 강력하게 우리의 수명을 좌우한다고요. 오늘 에피소드에서는 관계의 과학, The Science of Connection을 함께 살펴보겠습니다. 신뢰, 존중, 그리고 공감이 어떻게 우리 뇌를 변화시키고 서로의 감정을 동기화시키는지 그 놀라운 비밀을 알아볼 거예요. 그리고 이 팟캐스트는 단순히 듣는 이야기 시간이 아닙니다. 여러분의 영어 듣기 실력, 영어 리스닝 스킬을 키울 수 있는 시간이에요. 영어로 내용을 들으면서 동시에 관계의 중요성도 배우는 두 가지 효과를 함께 얻을 수 있죠. 자, 마음을 편하게 하고 귀를 기울여 보세요. 지금부터 당신의 영어 실력과 인간관계 모두를 성장시킬 수 있는 여정이 시작됩니다.
Here's something that might surprise you. Studies show that the strength of our relationships has a bigger impact on our lifespan than diet, exercise, or even smoking. The science behind human connection is absolutely fascinating.
Well, that's a pretty compelling reason to understand how relationships work. What exactly makes some bonds so much stronger than others?
You know, research has identified 4 key elements that form the foundation of any strong relationship: trust, respect, active listening, and genuine understanding. What's fascinating is that when these components align, our brains actually release oxytocin, the same hormone responsible for parent-child bonding.
So you're saying there's a real biochemical basis for successful relationships?
Exactly that. And here's where it gets really interesting. Studies show that during positive social interactions, our neural networks synchronize with others in a process called neural coupling. It's like our brains literally get in sync.
That's incredible, like a biological Wi-Fi connection between people.
Well, speaking of connections, recent research has revealed something remarkable. It takes approximately 6 hours of focused interaction per month to maintain a strong relationship. That's not much when you think about it, but the quality of those interactions matters tremendously.
So what makes for quality interaction? Are there specific behaviors that strengthen these bonds?
The data here is pretty clear. Successful relationships maintain a 5-to-1 ratio of positive to negative interactions, and certain phrases act like emotional keys that unlock deeper connections. Simple expressions like, "I understand how you feel," have been shown to trigger positive neurological responses.
You know, that reminds me of how different cultures express these connections. How does that factor in?
That's where things get really complex. While the fundamental principles remain constant, their expression varies significantly across cultures. For instance, in some Asian cultures, nonverbal empathy is often valued more highly than verbal expressions of support.
Well, that must create some interesting challenges in our increasingly global world.
Absolutely right. And in digital communication, research shows we need to be about 20% more explicit in our emotional expression to convey the same level of empathy as we would in person. It's because we're missing those subtle nonverbal cues that make up nearly 93% of face-to-face communication.
That explains why so many digital interactions feel somewhat hollow or incomplete.
And here's something else that might surprise you. Studies have found that regular brief interactions often maintain relationships better than occasional long conversations. It's about consistency rather than duration.
So it's really about creating patterns of connection rather than grand gestures.
Precisely. And this ties into another fascinating finding. Empathy actually exists in 2 distinct forms. There's emotional empathy, where you literally feel what others feel, and cognitive empathy, where you understand their perspective without necessarily experiencing their emotions.
That distinction must be crucial for maintaining healthy boundaries while still connecting meaningfully with others.
You know what's really interesting about that? Research shows that people who understand and can switch between these 2 types of empathy tend to have more successful relationships across all areas of life: personal, professional, and social.
That That's such valuable insight for anyone looking to improve their relationships.
And here's the kicker. Strong relationships don't just make us happier, they make us healthier too. Studies have shown that people with strong social connections have up to 50% lower mortality rates compared to those who are more isolated.
Those are some pretty compelling numbers. Really puts the importance of relationship skills in perspective.
Looking at all this evidence, it's clear that investing in relationship skills isn't just about being nice, it's a fundamental survival skill. The research suggests that social connection is as important to our health as diet and exercise.
Well, that certainly changes how we should think about prioritizing our relationships.
And perhaps that's the most important takeaway. These aren't just soft skills, they're essential life skills that can be learned and improved over time. The science shows that even small improvements in how we connect with others can have profound impacts on our well-being. Impacts